Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. This is Jonathan Pedroza. Thank you for watching the video. Today I am going to be sharing with you the step number 3, Trusting God from the Addiction Recovery Program. I am going to be reading a paragraph and then sharing with you my personal experience with this step. The step 3 is Trust in God. Uh, what I was preparing what to say in this step today and to share with you, I was reminding of that time, remembering that time 17 years ago when I first made this important step. The key principle of trusting God to overcome our addictions is to decide to turn your will and your life over to the care of God, the Eternal Father, and His Son Jesus Christ. I decided to turn my will, my personal will, and my life over to Him because I didn't trust in Him and I needed to learn how to trust in Him. 2 days ago, the 26th of June 2020, we were commemorating the International Day Against Drug Abuse, and I am here to support that important day and to publish this important video. Step 3 is the decision step. In the first two steps, I awakened to what I could not do for myself and what I needed God to do for me. That's real, that's true. In the first step, honesty, and in the second step, hope, God helped me a lot to make those steps, to make the decision to follow those steps. But in this step number 3, that decision must be made for us, for me, to turn my will to Him and to trust in Him. In step 3, I was introduced to the only thing I could do for God. I could make a decision to open myself to Him and surrender my entire life, past, present, and future, and my will about my life to Him. So I have been living every single day of my life during the last 17 years of my life, doing my best to trust in Him, doing my best to trust in His arm, in His mercy, and not in my own flesh or in my own experience. When I took step 3, I faced the truth that recovery was far more the result of the Lord's efforts than my own. He worked the miracle when I invited Him into my life. Step 3 was a decision to allow God to help me. I testify of that. God helped me to overcome my addictions when I opened to Him my heart and I allowed Him to make a miracle in my life. I invite Him to come into my life and help me to change. When I took this step, I felt terrified of the unknown. What would happen if I humbled myself and surrendered my life and wills completely to the care of God? Of course, when you are trying to overcome your addictions and when you don't know what to do in your life, you are scared, you are terrified of trusting even in God because you don't know who God is, and you have been doing drugs for the past for your whole life, and you don't know what comes next. For me, my childhood had been very hard, and I was terrified of becoming as vulnerable as little children again. I was a child, as all of us, and my childhood was hard and was difficult. And to be vulnerable even one more time as a child is difficult for me to think that I am going to become a vulnerable again. But trusting in God, He helped me to overcome my addictions, to change my character, my weaknesses, and to be humble and let Him guide my life. I was convinced by past experiences that making a definite commitment was nearly impossible, given the insanity surrounding me in this world. I had seen too many commitments broken, and I had broken too many commitments myself. So for me, it was hard to trust in God, to trust in myself, to trust in my family, and to make commitments again because I had broken thousands of commitments. I had broken many of them. When you are an addict, you break commitments every single day. So to me was hard, but the Lord extended the invitation that in Revelation in the Bible the chapter 3, verse 20, that says, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him, and I will sup with him, and he with me. I allow the Lord to come into my life, to open the door of my heart and my mind, and come in and change me. And he did it. He made a miracle. At first, my efforts were anxious and halting. I kept giving the Lord our trust and then taking it back. I was giving him my trust and then I took it back. So that's like playing with the Lord. But I worried that he would be displeased at my inconsistency and withdraw his support and love from me. But he didn't. He loved me even when he knew that I was just striving to overcome my addiction. So one day I trusted him. The other day I didn't trust in him. And Wednesday I trust in him, but Sunday I don't trust in him. So gradually I allowed the Lord to demonstrate his healing power and the safety of following his way. He was patient with me. He was helping me by showing me the way I must follow, by showing me the leaders and the people and the psychologists and those that really care for me, people that really loved me, and that they didn't appreciate that love for many years. Eventually, I realized that I not only had to give up my addictions, but I also had to turn my entire will and life over to God. As I did so, I found him patient and accepting of my faltering efforts to surrender to him in all things. I testify of what I am reading here. I remember that in the following months that I was overcoming my addictions, I realized that I not only had problems with drugs and alcohol or pornography or many other addictions, I had problems with myself. I was angry, I was impatient, I was anxious, I had bad habits, I had many things that I had to change, not only my addiction, but my habits, my personality, the way I talk with women and men and my father and my sisters and all the way I was, my character. So I testify that the step 3 is worth the effort. This program works if we work it. I did it and I continue doing it. Please share this video with somebody that you may be able to help, somebody that could benefit from this video, or a family member that has problems with one of his beloved children. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you next video.